Hey, brother sewing and crafting family. Angela Wolf here, brother brand ambassador, and I've got a fun tutorial for you today. Kind of, we kicked off the week with a bunch of hearts. I've got more hearts for you. So if you followed on Tuesday, you can make Cindy's beautiful table runner. And then I'm going to show you, I actually posted this on Instagram probably, oh gosh, maybe 5 months ago. And everyone was like, oh, show us how to make them. Well, they're actually in the Stellaire Masterclass. So I'm not going to show you exactly what those are, but I'm going to show you how to make some cute hearts. You can put little chocolates in the back or a little card, anything like that. So welcome everyone. Say hi. It is so nice to see you. So today's one of those days that I've been cleaning the studio and I can't find anything. So I put everything away and oh no, it might be a problem. So I might need your help when we do I Spy for sure. Yeah. So I'm just checking the comments to make sure you all can see me, hear me, all good. The internet's been a little weird today. So if you're in here, pop in, say hi. There we go. Hey, Victoria. Can you hear me okay? I had a little bit of a weird mic issue. It's little gremlins got in the studio, but I wish when they come in that they would at least clean the place. Then it would be really helpful. Really helpful. Hey, Esther, Marion. All right, so it sounds like we're all good, Phyllis. So, and if you've been watching the shows all week, on Tuesday on Brothers Show, Cindy showed an amazing table runner. Super cute. She has a free fill that you can use to pop into your luminaire. Very fun. Well, today I'm going to use a Stellaire. I'm going to be using some features that even if you have just a basic Brother embroidery machine, you're going to be fine. And then I'm going to give you some tips. If you don't have an embroidery machine, I'm going to give you some ideas to embellish some fabric, to make the same hearts, or maybe make a bag. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I see you're all here. Awesome, awesome. So Valentine's is super fun for me, but I'm trying to come up with something really good for Win. So maybe during the day, like during this show while I'm showing the little hearts, well, I could give him those. But someone said to use the print Moda and make fabric and make him some boxer shorts. Now, I'm not doing it on the live show because I don't have a pattern for boxer shorts, but it might be in the wheelhouse next week. You just never know. All right, it's so nice to see you all. Let's go. Let me show you what I'm working on today. All right, so see those cute little hearts? Yeah, so it's really funny. Cindy's would match this perfectly. These don't have fills. This was all embroidery in the hoop projects. And let me bring you over there and give you a little bit of a closer look, okay? So you can see that they've been embroidered. Bring this up here just a little bit. Here you go. This is what they are. A friend of mine gave me one of these very similar a long time ago. And I thought these are so cute. And I've made these in the hoop before, but I thought, for Valentine's, this would be so much fun. So the front side, it's just a standard fabric. This is embroidered. I did different letters on each one. And then on the back side, I used two different fabrics. Now, depending on how high you have this little opening, you could put a little card, you could put some chocolates, you could put something cute in there, whatever you want. So this actual project, if you have a Stellaire, and I missed a couple questions on Tuesday that I wanted to make it very clear. Someone said they just bought a Stellaire. How do you sign up for the masterclass? Well, Brother's been gracious enough to give you that class for 1 year for free. So all you have to do is register your new Stellaire on Brother's website, and you'll have access to the class. And if you have the Stellaire 1 and you got an upgrade, you want to check with your dealer because you can purchase the class too. So, and they usually have a pretty good discount for it. So keep that in mind too. So that's where these hearts come from. But I'm going to mix it up a little bit and make something fun. So the first part of the show is going to be all about embroidery. Second part, I'm going to show you a few things I was working on the print Moda, which I think you'll like, and then how to decorate some fabric if you don't have an embroidery machine. So I think I'll get you covered on all angles. So be sure to ask your questions, make your comments, and since it's just me today, when I take a break, I'll come in and take your questions, okay? So if I miss one, just ask it again when I come back to the camera. All right, it's so nice to see you guys, and happy Thursday, by the way. Happy Thursday. All right, so let's get started over here. And I'm going to make this just a little bit brighter for you. Sometimes I can never tell how dark the cameras are. You never know till you get started, right? Okay. So over here, I've got a few different pieces of fabric for this project. Now, I'm not doing the exact same one that's in the still air class, which is this. I use the matrix feature on this. I will kind of show it a little bit, but I want to mix it up a little bit. I can't give you exactly what's in the class, right? So you need, and by the way, there's no batting or anything in here at all. You put a finished piece of fabric on the inside. It's just stabilizer, in case you're wondering. All right, so the first thing you need is your hoop, and I'm just going to use the 5x7 hoop today, just because, I mean, of course, you could use a bigger hoop and make a bunch of these at the same time, but since we're just here for our little mini class, I'll just do this. Okay. I'm laughing. I'm looking at you guys looking for my glasses. Yeah, they were over here. No wonder I couldn't see what you were writing. I know. Well, it's so nice to see you all. Okay, let's keep rolling. And yes, I hope everybody's doing well too. Okay, back on over. I love when you all say hi because so many of you are regulars. I call you my regular group. And then I love it when I see some new names popping in. And yes, we are live today on Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. So look at this cute fabric. Isn't that fun? A bunch of little hearts. I had some ideas for this, maybe doing some free motion quilting on that. Wouldn't that be fun? We're not doing that today, sorry. But when you start working on some of these projects, you end up with so many ideas. I wonder if I can get away with this way. Nope. You always want to have your stabilizer and your fabric at least 1 inch outside of the hoop, just to make sure it stays. So again, I'm using the still air, but what I'm showing you, you could do most of this, if not all of it, on any Brothers sewing machine. So if you've got a 4x4 hoop, grab it. So this is basically just making sure that's nice and flat. I've just got cotton fabric in here. On the back side is stabilizer. What is that? Is that a worm? I told you I cleaned the studio. Now I'm going to have little, scraps of hair? No, it can't be hair. My hair's not that thick. What is it? Oh, look. It's a piece of blue sweater fabric because I was sewing a sweater earlier. The beauty of a sewing room. All right, let's stick that back in there. Okay, now one more thing that I could do while I'm embroidering this, because I want to have both sides finished, right? So you could sandwich this. So if you look at the inside of this, I'm going to flip it right side out just so you can see what it looked like. Which I'll sandwich it later, but both sides are finished on the inside. So you can see where the top part is where I did the embroidery, and then I'll add another piece of fabric to the back and then 2 pieces to the front. And you could do any shape for this too. It's just kind of a neat project. So Cindy did hers and then she did pinking shears around the edges. This is just a little bit different. But I think they would look fabulous together. I should have messaged Cindy this morning and told her to put in here and answer questions because I think our heart projects would work perfectly together. Don't you? All right, so we've got our fabric and stabilizer. Looking pretty good. Did we get rid of all the little scraps? Oh, yeah. And then also just make sure your fabric's nice and taut. You don't want to pull too hard. You don't want to mess up your fabric. And then for those of you that are new to embroidery, just tighten this a little bit. And we're good to go. All right, I'll meet you at the embroidery machine. Before I do that, did I show you the other 2 fabrics I chose? So each one of these I did a little bit different. But you've got this fabric. I thought this would be super fun. And then I have this. So this is going to be the combination. I also have one more piece over here that I've been playing with on Print Moda, which while it's embroidering, I'll show you that as well. So this would be beautiful on the back side, don't you think? I love roses. But for now, we've got these 3, and I think I'm gonna do 2 little hearts for Kira and Sienna. Actually, why don't we do one for Allie? I haven't done one for Allie for a while. We'll do one for Allie and see how many we can fit in here. I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 with you today, and then I'm gonna go grab my bigger hoop and do a bunch of them. Okay, meet you at the machine. On my way over. Oh, rhinestones would be cute. I'm making sure that I have my sound and my. I told you the gremlins are here today. Yeah. Hey, Kim. I'm using all cotton fabrics today. So all cotton, and the stabilizer. I guess I didn't tell you. It's just a medium weight tearaway. You could use cutaway as well because it's a home deck project. So if you just got some stabilizer that's a medium weight tearaway, this is Brother brand, medium weight tearaway or cutaway, whichever one is your flavor. Check your stash too. And also, when you're doing this, if you have some scraps of fabric, this is the perfect project for it. Maybe you have to go down to the 4x4 hoop just to do one little heart to use your scraps. No big deal. It's going to be super fun. All right, so you have your coffee. Are you ready? Hey, Jenny, nice to see you. Okay, let's head over to the machine. There we go. And again, I'm on the Stellaire. Oh, glitter vinyl, that'd be cute. You guys always have such good ideas. Great ideas for this. Okay, so in here, make sure this is bright enough for you and not too bright. Hold on just a second. I see somebody say, what have you been cleaning? You see that mess over there? I still have more to go. I still have to organize all my hoops and all my fabric, and I've got more fabric over there that needs organizing. So, but the rest of the room's looking pretty darn good if I don't say so myself. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that header just so you can see the full screen. Can you guys see that screen okay? I think so. Just double checking. Yes? Oh, you want to come over and help clean? I would love that. Hey, Cindy, welcome to the party. Let me just get rid of this little banner on top so it doesn't obstruct your view. Kim says yes. You're in, Kim. You're in. Just don't forget to leave the gremlins at home. I will take squirrels, but no gremlins. Oh, Anne, yeah. Well, it's been a mess for about a month, so now I got to clean it. Oh, and actually, that's half cleaned. You should have seen it before. But you know, when you're working on so many different projects, sometimes it just, I don't know, it just takes a lot to get it all back in order. Okay, so bring you right here. You can see, okay. So on the embroidery side, now you could use my design center here too, but because Cindy already showed my design center, I thought I would play a little bit on the embroidery side. So click on embroidery. And again, I'm on the Stellaire. You can do this on the Luminaire. You'll be able to do this on the Dream Machine. And even some of the other brother machines, these won't be in the same location, but just follow along and you might be able to do the same thing. So in here, click on heart. Well, it's number 4 in the Stellaire. And in here, see all the different shapes? So I encourage you to look in your machine and just see if you have different shapes like this, because I'll tell you what, you can do a lot with these. I use them for outlines. I use them for borders, things like that. So this is in the embroidery side again. So let's click on heart. They're all so cute. So see all the different ones here? I'll bring you a little closer. There's a ton of different ones. So you've got like different shapes. You have some with 2 different colors. You've got different outlines. Can you see all these? Like there's a lot of hearts going on there. So you want to do a couple different things for this project. I mean, maybe you're picking a different shape, but it'll still teach you how to do this. So in here, number 10 is just an outline. That will be my sewing line when I go to sew all these pieces together because we're going to do an in the hoop design. All right. So the first thing I want to do is, well, we could pick that first because that'll give us a base. That's number 10. And then click set. Oh, I have a background on. Can you see what I've been playing with? Oh, I have to tell you, I guess I let the cat out of the bag a little bit. This is what I was working on for my new TV show, Fabric to Fashion. But I can't tell you anything else about that except that it airs next Thursday for the premiere. So let me get rid of that. I bet you can guess what that was for, though. Can you guess? For those of you that know me well, you have no problem guessing that. Okay, so there's the heart. And then in here, it tells me the size. I also want to make sure, let me go in here. I'm going to click on edit. And in here, I can change the size. So one thing that I didn't do, I'm just going to go under settings and I'm going to choose the fabric, or not fabric, the frame size that I'm using, which is a 5x7. There we go, 5x7 in here. And I like to keep my grid on. I get this question all the time. So if you don't see that grid that on the embroidery machine that I have, when you click under here, I'm under page 7 for the still air, but depending on what machine you have, go under your settings. And in here, you can change it where there's no grid, 3/8 of an inch, 1 inch. I like 1 inch. For me, I've been sewing so long for garments. I always use a 1/2 inch seam allowance or a 1 inch hem. So for me, 1 inch is my game. And see how that grid shows up in the back? So if you're trying to get that grid and you don't see that, that's where you'll find that. Okay, so you can just barely see the outline of the frame. So if I go back in here, I'll just get rid of it so you guys can see a little bit better. How's that? There's the center of my hoop. Now do you see that outside box? All right, and the little red dot is the center. So I think we have room to put one up here. Yeah, that's cute. And I'm not going to duplicate this yet because I want to just see what it looks like. Let's see. I think that'll be big enough. No, I changed my mind. I'm just going to make one big one. There we go. And then with the extra fabric down here, I can do something else with that for the scraps later. All right, so there's my outline for my heart. I'll bring you just a wee bit closer here. Click OK. And I want to change the color on this because I want to make sure that I don't sew this until the end because that's where I'm going to attach all the other pieces of fabric. I'll actually sew it at the beginning and the end. It'll be a placement line for me. So let's turn it into, how about red? Perfect. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we want to add another heart inside. So if you looked closely at these hearts over here, I'll bring you back over there just so you can get a better look at what we're doing. You got it. Yep. Eileen, the matrix is on the still air. Pocket full of miracles. I like that, Doris. Okay, so look closely at this. So the outline that I just put in is the actual outline for sewing. Now we're going to add another one inside. So this one was one of the decorative stitches. It has 2 colors, and then we added the letters. All right? I'll leave that there for you. Okay. Excuse me. Go back in and click add. Let's go add another heart. Anyone you want. They're all kind of cute, actually. How about that one? All right, and let's move this up. And I'm just centering that. I just have to grab my tea. I try to mute myself when I'm coughing. My allergies are killing me today. All right. Any questions so far? Are we good? Excuse me. All right, back to the machine. Okay, in here, so I have that heart, and someone asked about the matrix. I will show you that at the end, but that's the one that I showed in the master class. So there's the cute heart. I kind of like that. It has red and black. Let's just do it all one color. How about, let's see, we got light pink. Why don't we do it purple? There's purple, purple and pink. How's that? That's how you change the colors. Click OK. So the first thing we have, this was that first line that was red. I'm going to put that back to black because I'm not going to be sewing black. I don't want to get confused what I'm making. Okay, so there's our heart. We can make it a little bit bigger here if you want to see it a little bit closer. Is that better? Yeah, very cute. Okay, now let's add letters or a name or something like that. Click add. You know what? I'll just do this. I'll do this one for Allie. I think I said that. Allie, A. That's pretty big. I can see that it's not going to quite fit in there. So you have down here, you can press medium or small. And here, up here, you can press to make this a little bigger to see it. Small's really small. Why don't we go with medium? That's cute. And then how about A, L, L. I like this font. I, E. That's cute. And then, let's do the array. Because if I have this, when I move it into the heart, I want it to kind of curve a little bit. So let's go to the array feature, which was right down there. Did you see what I pressed? And now we want the kind of to curve along that edge. Let's go here. Oh, that looks a little better. And then you can use these two things to make it a little wider or a little less. Let's see what we got. Yeah. So now I made it a little bit more of a curve. So when I play with this, I can kind of line it up right on the edge of that heart. And don't worry, if you want to watch this over again, if you're on YouTube, just be sure to subscribe and you can come back and watch it. And then if you're on Facebook, share it to your page. Click on share and send it to your page. So there are my letters. Yeah, I like that. I could make them a little further apart if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't like that. I'll go back to where I was. Click OK. And then down here, click set. So there's my Allie. Make this a little bigger so you can see this. And I need to move her. So click on edit. Rotate. Which way do we want to go? This way or this way? I hate to say it, but I don't like that font. Allie looks a little bit messy there. Kind of like my morning cleaning. Allie, that looks like, yeah, no go. No go. All right, we'll pick a different font. Well, the good part is you could just change it. So I don't want that anymore. Delete. Click OK. And now we're back. Okay, I have a better idea. How about we just do one beautiful A? Because I love that font, and Allie is such a cute name, kind of like Angela. I mean, I'm just talking about the A in general. How about we just do like that? And then what color do we want that? How about white? Like a white. There. I know it's very hard to see the white in there, but do you see all this? That's it. All right. So we're going to stitch everything. And then this outline that we'll stitch first will just be a base so I know where to place the fabric. Now, technically, I'm already going to know where to place the fabric, so you could skip this first outline, okay? So you really don't have to stitch that first one, but I will stitch it just so you can see what I'm talking about. So on here, I always like to save it to my memory and click on embroidery. And again, I'm just doing one. So the first thing that comes up is the line. I'll just go ahead and do that out of the same color that's next, which is purple. So go ahead and thread your machine. And I'm going to use a few different colors here, but for the bobbin, I'm just using white. Nobody's going to see it anyways. All right. And can you tell I was sewing earlier? So let me just grab my embroidery foot. And I'll change that out real quick for us. Got your hoop. That is a sewing foot for those of you that are really new to this. Okay, I might have to do an I Spy though. I Spy. Anybody see the embroidery foot? This is what I get for cleaning. Darlene, is the inside of the heart leaves? If so, pink and green. Oh, that's a good idea. Pink and green would be good instead of purple. Okay, I'll do green instead of purple. So I'll do pink and green. I like that idea. Hey, Jody. Oh, Cindy, are they going to be on the cruise I'm going on? That'd be fun to play with all the brother machines. Is there an edit tool to center vertically and horizontally? So yes, when you're in the edit, when you go back to just standard, I'll show you on there when I'm finished. How's that, Paula? Cindy, the cruise leaves next Friday, and it is with the brother dealer, which is going to be super fun. Although you guys all freaked me out yesterday on the live show because I hadn't downloaded the app. This is not a brother product, but it's with a brother dealer, and I didn't realize I had to do 2 formal nights. So you know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow? A lot of sewing. A lot of sewing. Oh gosh. All right, so let's go back to the machine. I think I see the foot. You're in luck because I've got my box right here. That's why. All right. No, why would it be in the box? It's got to be in the top. Hold on. Okay, so this is a total LOL moment because that's really funny. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. I'm unscrewing it from my other machine. Now, if you guys could see this, you would get a really good laugh. Okay. Keep your questions rolling in. I'll take a break here in a sec to take those too. And if there's anything else you're looking for on this machine, let me know. All right, so show-handedly put this away. This is the foot I was looking for. I know. Well, the nice part is it's really fast and easy to get these done. If I go to, let me go to the other side of you. Here you go. Feel like you've got panoramic view here going on? Oh yeah. So yes. So for those of you wondering, yes, I don't have a lot of formal outfits, not since COVID. I got rid of a ton of things. I don't go anywhere formal really. I have my wedding dresses, but I think that isn't going to happen. So I'll have to come up with something good to wear. I did have that beautiful dress that I did last year for the brother event 2 years ago that had embroidery all over the sleeves. It's like a blue wrap dress. That's pretty fancy. Oh, you never know. I may do something crazy and hand beat a garment, but it has to have embroidery. Okay, so that foot that I had plugs into the backside, so you can have the laser placement if you'd like. All right, that didn't take long. So you're thinking on here, you said maybe we should change since those are, oh yeah, it is kind of petals. Okay, so instead of purple, I'll do green. Any other suggestions for any changes? I know Allie likes pink, so I'm good on the fabric. And it is Valentine's Day, so pink will be good. All right, slide this in there. So I didn't have green here, so let me go find, you want a dark green, a light green? How about a vibrant green? I like bright colors. Okay, I'm using my thread rack. And for those of you that have not played on one of these machines, has a fabulous threader. All right, so we should be good to go. For those of you that want to know how to use this part here, click on embroidery. Looks like we're good to go. There's your layout for those that want to use the little borders. I know some people have asked about that. You can still move and rotate from this screen here. All right, let's embroider. So the first thing it's going to embroider, because I'm using the same color as the green, is this whole outline. And it shows me this entire thing only takes 4 minutes. That's pretty darn good, right? All right, so as I'm embroidering, I'm noticing that my foot's a little bit high. I could probably lower that just a little bit. I'm gonna go in here to the settings. And I can never remember what page, embroidery foot height. Let's make that a little lower. Okay, and back to embroidery. So that is our, can you see that first line that we did? That's our outline. That we're gonna actually stitch that line again because that's gonna be our sewing line. And just barely see it in there by bringing you a little closer. How's that? Better? All right, so next up is purple, which is going to be green now. I could have gone back in and changed it, but now it's going to be green. Yeah, so I like the idea of the two different colors, by the way. That was a great idea. So we'll watch it embroider while I see if there's any questions. I agree, Doris. I didn't have to curve Allie, and then it might have been fine. And I could have made it a little smaller, but the A will be great for now. You know what's going to happen. As soon as we're finished here, I'm going to go grab the big hoop, and I'm going to do a bunch of these, do all the hearts, and then go back and put all the names in, so then I can make like 8 of these at the same time. Yeah. Hey, Sheila. We're still here, though. You can do that too, Diane. It's totally your preference. How much clearance should we have for embroidery? Well, you want to have enough room where the foot is gliding over the fabric. You don't want it too tight on the fabric, but it doesn't need to be way up here. That's just a little sloppy. All right. Oh, is Facebook not working, Pete? Oh, hey, Glenda. Glenda and Pete. Facebook's, yeah, you know how that works sometimes. All right, let's go back here. We got to change colors. So if I do hearts for all of my nieces, that would mean, if I'm doing counting correctly, that's 3. So I could easily add 3 using the matrix feature, or just adding them. You could just create this and duplicate it. I'll show you both when I'm finished. All right, so Changing out the thread. Now it says that we need, don't get seasick, right here, click on layout. It tells me that the pink or light pink, whatever color I'm using, is next. So I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe a light pink would show up, but I also have a vibrant pink. Why don't we do that just to make sure we can see it? It's more of like a maroon or something like that. So I cut off my thread at the top. I cut it off right here, and I'll pull it out right down here. So make sure your foot is up to do that. And then here's the next color. I'm using Brother embroidery thread, in case you're wondering. Just standard polyester embroidery thread. They have some great colors too, though. All right, here we go. Just making sure that there. Okay, and we're starting. It shows me on the screen. We're right here, and then the green arrow here is going to go all the way around. So this part does take a few minutes because this is going to cut each little heart. That could take a while, but it says it's only 1 minute. So this is where, when we're live, I always like to keep my fingers crossed that the thread doesn't come out and I got to go rethread it. But since it's live, it won't surprise me if that's what happens. Ooh, Doris, metallic thread would be beautiful. I agree. Any questions so far? Yeah, Patty, I like what you just said there, that pulling that thread up was before we had automatic cutters. But I know some people who still like to do that even now, so it's totally your preference. Are there a lot of applique designs on the Luminaire? Yeah, and there is. On the Luminaire, I'm on the Stellaire, but on the Luminaire there is as well. And then if you're connected to your Scan and Cut, it'll cut the fabric for you if you have my connection, which is kind of cool. I think, yeah, I did, actually. Isn't that terrible? What am I doing with the hearts again? Oh, here. I'll show you. Take you back to the table. I'm making little, similar to this. This is a embroidery in the hoop. I added the heart. So you can see this, I added kisses and it was curved like that. I liked that. The alley I think the L's and the A just looked messy. And then on the back side, you have a finished little envelope. And depending on how high your envelope is, you can put a little card or some chocolates or something like that. So while that is embroidering, I'm going to show you guys something else that I've been working on, which I think you'll think is kind of cool. So let me take you over here. I know, it's like playland in my studio today. So I have to get a little bit more ink, so I'm not going to show this. But this floral fabric I showed you. Now, on the Art Spirit app, check this out. Look at how I turned it into that. So let me just go back. I think I can do this upside down with you, maybe. I'll go back and show you how I did this. Look at that one. So I'll discard. And in your Art Spirit app, click on Home. And if you have not done an update for your Art Spirit app yet, you're going to want to do that. Reason being is because now you have this cool gallery feature at the bottom. So just make sure you can see that. Checking on the embroidery. Yeah, it's still working. So let me bring you a little closer here. So on here, if you look down here, there's the new gallery feature right there. And under here, you can add your own creations, which is great. So look what's showing up on my feed now. Oh, you guys are catching on so quick. Look at all these cute things. Oh, I love it. Okay, so under Home, I'm going to scroll over here to, let's see. There's the sublimation printing designs. I don't want sublimation, printing. And let's go ahead and use, I could use actually any of these, or I can create my own. I'm going to click New. I'm going to do my own. That's what I've been doing here. And then under Geometric Patterns, which I have so much fun with. Now, one big thing, if you have not been on your Art Spirit app lately using your print Moda, this is all sublimation paper. Okay, so skip down here to the fabric roll if you're using a fabric roll. So down here, I'm going to use a letter size. You could also do custom size because it's a roll of fabric. Click done. And then in here, they have patterns. They have a ton of patterns, by the way. There's even some really cute heart patterns that I found. But of course, I went to my roses. So I went into my images, all my photos. Let's see what I got here. And I took a photo, a close-up of these roses. So that picture is these roses using the geometric feature. So click done. And then I like vibrant colors. So I went under here. Let me click done. Hold on. I went under here, effects. And under here, you can pick different variations. So this is kind of a black and white version, which I will show you what I did here with the black and white, which is really fun too. I think that's going to be more for Win. I don't see him putting a bunch of roses in his bathroom. And I was thinking of having like a little thing maybe for his razor. I don't know. I'll let you know. That or boxers. I guess we'll just have to figure it out, right? So check that out. So that comes from this. Isn't that cool? All right, so when I click done, if you look closely down here, click on the triangles, and then each one of these shows you a different variation. I mean, these are so much fun. You better get a big roll of fabric because I could do every single one of these and turn it into a mini quilt. And you know the coolest part is every time I do this, it shows me different variations. Look at that one. I have to save that one. I'm going to save that as Roses 5. Okay, so there, that one's saved. And then if I want to send it to the machine, all I have to do is click done. Under here, make sure you have your printer synced. And don't forget under print settings, you can use eco mode, which I've been using that lately because ever since Sarah Vetzer was on here, Brother Educator, she said she uses eco mode all the time and it looks great. So I'm leaving it on eco mode. And then if you want borderless, you can change it that way. Okay. And then just hit print and it will send it right to the machine. So, all right, I'll show you what I did with the black and white. I told you I'm going to give you a lot of inspiration today, a lot. So your head will be just like swirling of ideas of what to do. But now let's go back to the machine because I think we're ready for the next color, right? I know, I love roses. I love roses. Thanks, guys. All right, I'm just checking your questions. All right, let's head to the machine. Ask away if you want. I'll try to answer if I can. Hey, Linda, that sounds like a great thing to do today. Lynn, did I get your email from yesterday? No, I did not. No, I did not. Send it again, Lynn, or message me on Facebook because I checked emails this morning and last night and I did not see it. I'll check the junk though, just to make sure. I wouldn't think you'd go to my junk folder, but you never know about emails. All right, that's really pretty. Check that out. Hey, who gave me the idea about the green and the pink? Darlene, was that you? Great idea. So this outline here, again, we're going to be stitching that again because that's our sewing line. So now it says we need to work on our letter. So I'll bring you out just a little bit. If you look over here. Oh, you got the sun behind me now. I know, it's in Michigan. The sun's out. That never happens. Okay, there's the A. Should we do the A in that bright pink? I kind of like that instead of the white. Yeah, let's just keep it rolling. So just click down and green button means go. All right, as soon as the A is finished, we can place the other pieces of fabric. So why don't we go cut those and get them ready? Well, I have them kind of ready, but oh, thanks, guys. I know it does look like a kaleidoscope. Okay, I'm squirreling on you. Let's go back to what I was doing with the hearts with the print Moda, because you're gonna love this. So using the black and white feature with no color, these roses, and I think I have enough fabric. I could almost do a mini quilt. I could definitely do a pair of boxers, but I think this is too pretty for that. So check this out. These are all from the roses. It's like psychedelic. I haven't peeled away the back paper on some of these. I've literally been printing these. I printed some yesterday and then I printed more today because sometimes I have to look at all these and then I decide what I'm going to do with them. So I've got this one here, this one here. This is all from that one piece, one photo I showed you. And this is all cotton fabric, so I could come up with something really cute here. But what I was thinking is possibly using some ribbon or decorative stitches and adding some embellishment onto these. I haven't made up my mind yet, but this is how the design process goes in my studio and in my head. So look at this one. Isn't that neat? So this is all from the black and white version. So just if you have print Moda, think outside the box. It doesn't always have to be the exact same color that's in there. And here's another one that's kind of plain. But this would actually make a nice lining for something. But these two, I'm absolutely in love with. All right, we're done embroidering. So squirreling is over. Let's go back, see what this looks like. Oh, it looks, oh gosh, who gave me that? Darlene, brilliant. That looks so much better than purple. What was I thinking? I like it. Yeah, great idea. Marianne, what's your question? On Artspira, when downloading a design from my iPad to Artspira, iPad, not a brother product, but that's what we're using, it doesn't recognize the iPad. I can go, when downloading Artspira. So first of all, make sure, Marianne, that you're, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. You know what? I'm going to have you refer to Brother. Hey, Brother Sews, will you put a link for the Brother Sews for the Artspira help for Marianne on Facebook? Yeah, because I don't know. I don't use an iPad, so it doesn't recognize the iPad. That doesn't make any sense. If you have the app in there, if the app is on your iPad, did you log in? That's really strange, Marianne. I don't know. So I'm sorry I can't help you with that, but that's a good question. All right, so let's go back to the table. I want to show you a few things that we need here to finish up our hearts. So first of all, I'm going to need a piece of fabric for the back side and two pieces of fabric for the front. So I could do, see what I have right here? 1, 2, and then there's also a finished piece underneath. I don't want any raw edges, just in case somebody looks inside. I know, I'm weird about that. So this has a lot of sparkles. Why don't we fold this in half? Okay, I'll press this a little bit on our way over, and then we're going to take this piece and fold it in half. So you've got this one's a fold, and this one's a fold, and then I just need one more piece of fabric for the back side. This looks like it'll fit fine. And you're really not even going to see this piece, but this is for underneath the hoop. All right, so let's go press this real quick. Here you go. I know. Actually, I saw somebody saying, how are you going to make all those outfits and work on your Valentines? Well, you know, the beauty of this is embroidery in the hoop. So once I plan, I'm going to use a bigger hoop and do a bunch of these at the same time. I can sew on my sewing machine while my embroidery machine is embroidering. Make a nice crisp crease there. Okay. So what size should these be? I'm just guesstimating here, but this, when these are crossed over like this, the heart that you're embroidering needs to be at least inside of this area. Make sense? And this needs to be big enough to go underneath the hoop. I'm going to just place this under the hoop So that side's finished, and then we're going to place these two on top. I'll show you when we get there. Here you go. Oh, thanks, Jan. You know, Jan, this striped fabric, my nieces love sparkles. And I think it just ties in with all the colors, right? Okay, so I'll bring you out just a little bit so you can see what's happening here. So underneath the hoop, so using this on the back side, make sure you don't have any flaws or anything. I'm just placing this under the hoop. Now, I could go and tape it underneath if I want, but it'll be fine as long as it lays flat. But if you're worried, take your hoop off and tape it underneath. All right? And now here's the magic part where one side, it depends which side you want it to open, but one side is going to go to here, and one side is going to go to here. Now, what I said is, what does it matter? Well, you have to imagine we're going to be flipping this right side out. So if I want the opening of my envelope to be towards the top side, I'll go here. See how I'm at the top of my heart? You'll just have to watch this. You can always rewind this. It's kind of like not really hard to explain, but I just have to make sure I cover all this up, and I don't want this too high because we're going to flip this right side out. So maybe I'm going up about 2/3 high. And I want this fabric to stand out a little more than this fabric. So then I'll place this one. Now this one, because I can't see, I'm going to move this for a minute. This fabric on the fold needs to pass this one, but make sure it doesn't go past, again, you only want to cover 2/3 of your heart. If you go all the way down to here, there's no place to turn it inside out. Make sense? Well, just trust me. If you do it the wrong way, you'll do this and you won't be able to turn your heart right side out, and you'll say, oh, now I understand what she meant. So if I move this to the side, I can see that it's a pretty good fold there. And neither folds is covering up the entire heart. So perfect. So I didn't really need to cut a piece this big, so I'll slide this over so I have more to use later. In case you're trying to only use scraps, you just need enough to cover that heart up. All right, now let's embroider. We're going to embroider that first heart one more time, and we'll just go a little slower when we get to these edges to make sure that the foot doesn't get caught in there. So going back to our embroidery screen, and we're starting over with this part here. So we'll just go ahead and click embroider. And I'm going to stop. I want to just make sure, is at the bottom of the heart. So I'm going to slide this up just a little bit more. Otherwise, I'll never be able to get my little fingers in there. All right, and then when I get close, hold your finger on this button here, or you can use tape. I'm going to go really slow to make sure that I got over that, which I did. We'll go slow as I hold it in. See how slow it's going? Now, go ahead and go all the way around. Back down. All right, that's all we need for this one because we're just doing one. Take that out. Now, before I move this, I just want to show you something. I know some of you asked about this at the beginning. All of this is in the Still Air Masterclass too, if you're doing this exact thing. But so I have everything there. Let's hit return. I'm going to save this to memory. Click on edit. And I always forget about the little group button, but all right, here you go. Click OK. Click group. Now, in here, when you have the entire thing grouped, I'll save it that way as well. Once it's grouped, though, if I want to multiply it or anything like that, see a lot of these things gray out. You can't do everything in there. So if I take that off, now I could hit duplicate. So see what happened there? Oh, I just moved the A. But I duplicated that whole thing. So if you wanted to make a bunch of these, just let me go back. Once I had it all grouped, then you can duplicate and you're doing the entire thing. I find that to be so easy. And then what I'll do is go back and if I want to change the letters, fortunately, a lot of my nieces and nephews have the same first letter, or I can make myself a bunch of these. But now I can take these as I touch one button again. I can remove the A. So let's go back here. You don't want that A anymore? Click delete. And now I have the heart where I can add another name. So that was how easy it is to do a bunch of these together. One more thing you could do is the matrix feature, which is right here. You've seen me use this before. Uh, this, there's too much on here for the matrix, but even on the luminaire, you could do this where you're adding one below and one below. That's just your outline of a heart. So those are just a couple quick tutorials. That wasn't really what I was going to teach you today. So just a couple little easy tips. Now, if you have a still air, go to the master class and I show you how to use this exact thing using the matrix feature and you can make a bunch of hearts at the same time. So there's the front. There's the back side. You can't even see the stitching, but just barely. And let's go back to the table. So what are the odds of having scissors around, do you think? Probably pretty slim. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. Yeah, I can't take credit for that. Brother educators taught me that years ago. And I was like, oh, game changer. I think it was Kathy Gandy that taught me that. Yeah, can you see the sparkles? Those are fun. You could scan the heart before you place the other pieces in, but you really don't have to. I could also use the laser, but I'm on the still air. It doesn't scan. So I could take a photo of it if you want, right? So, all right, let's go to the table. And then if you have more questions, making sure I didn't miss anything there. No, I think I'm good. Brother Sills will let me know if I missed anything. They make a great team. We make a great team. It's funny when you do the show by yourself, it's like, did I miss anything? Don't worry, we try to answer all the questions. All right, so here's my hoop. So again, this was the still air. So I could have taken a photo of this if I wanted to and put, it would have, with my phone. Here, I don't think I have my other phone here. My other phone is hooked up to the still air. You take a photo and it sends this image right over to your machine. So I could have done that before I did this. You have lots of options for success, right? But this one's a pretty easy one. So first thing I want to do, I want to keep some of this fabric so I can use it for my next hearts. So I'm just going to loosely just stitch around this a little bit just so I can save some of this. Okay, there's the back side. Now here's my stabilizer. I can save some of that if I want. Oh, I'll cut it to keep it neater. It is tearaway though. No batting. You know, when I love these for coasters, by the way, and I think this is about the perfect size for a coaster. I should have done a W. Could put Wynn's cup of coffee on there for Valentine's Day. Oh well, I've got time to make more. Now on this side, if you want to keep your fabric, then just cut off each one individually. If you don't want to keep your fabric, then you can just cut around all these. Now I'm just generally cutting at this point. I'll go back and cut a little nicer. I know, I'm seriously saving that scrap because I'm going to need it for the other hearts. All right. It's getting smaller. All right, and then this piece was our main piece that we used. And I know I can use more of this fabric. So I'm just getting rid of everything, and then I'll go back and cut this a little nicer. Okay, bring you in. So see what you have here? This little opening here. That's how we're going to get in here. Nothing on this side. So why did I do this? You don't have to. But when I flip it over, this finishes that back side. All right, so now let's go ahead and trim about 1/8 of an inch away from your heart. You know, Cindy King, I just saw you on here saying, I think that was Cindy King that said this would be great to put a card in. So if you've checked the prices of cards lately, oh my goodness. So if you have a scan and cut, make your card and make the heart a little bit bigger so you can stick the card in there. Okay, so I'm sticking my finger in this edge here, and thankfully I didn't paint my nails today because this would mess it up. And then just slowly squish this to the other side. And we are just about finished here. Oh, I see somebody say that print Moda is on your bucket list. You asking Santa for it for next year, Jenny? All right. So we've got half of it done. Now just flip this other side. Of course, I'll go press this because I'm a pressing freak on this. I like everything to look fabulous. So now what do you have? Got the back side where you can stick a little card or some chocolates. Definitely chocolate bar for win. But since this is for Allie, I'll have to come up with something cute. This would be perfect for a gift card. I don't know. Do we give gift cards at Valentine's? I guess we could. And there, look at how cute that is. Super easy. And so that little back piece that we had here, see? So if somebody did peek in there that wanted to see, hey, did they finish the inside? Yeah. And nobody can see your little edges in here unless they're really picky. So there's that one. Here's all the other ones that I made from the master class that have letters. We did a lot of fun in there. And now we have an A. What do you think, guys? Are you going to try this? Because it's super fun and easy. Thanks. I thought it was adorable too. All right. Any questions? Hey, thanks. Jenny, yeah. All right, I'll put a note, Jenny, right now to Santa. Jenny wants the print Moda next year. You've got 11 months to work on that. Perfect. I got you covered. Isn't this cute? Yeah. So now if you watch Tuesday's show that Cindy did, and I didn't even know she was going to do that, it matches this perfectly. So do her whole table runner. Don't forget to go download her free custom fill if you have got a Luminaire. But if not, now, by the way, I did mention that if you don't have an embroidery machine, how could you do this? Well, you could do decorative stitches. So let me just go back to the table real quick. I know our hour is up, so I want to just do this real quick. If you do not have an embroidery machine, that's okay. But you could take the first piece of fabric and do some decorative stitches. You could have ran quilting lines across here, which you can do that with a sewing machine. So you don't have a letter. Well, you could use vinyl if you've got a scan and cut. And then basically just download a picture of a heart from the internet. You could just use clip art and trace it onto your fabric. And then you could sew that same line that we did at the end. So you could do the same exact process for putting it together, except instead of embroidering that line, you can sew it. So if you don't have an embroidery machine, you could still make these. It'll just take you a little bit more work, a little more. All right, guys, any last minute questions? I got to go sew. I got to finish cleaning and I got to go sew. If anybody has any ideas for what I should be sewing besides Valentine's, are you guys going to make any clothes for Valentine's Day? I was thinking I'd like to make a cute red tank top. Yeah. If you follow on Instagram, I will make sure I post photos there. So let me make sure you got Brother's information here. You know how to find both of us. The full calendar for Brother live shows, if you go to angelawolf.com, click on live events at the top. It says classes and events. Click on live. I'm trying to list everybody who's coming. So in case you have a favorite, you can save it. Or if you just want to watch them all, you're good. And then also, if you make any of this, click on hashtag or add hashtag Brother Sews, hashtag Brother Scan and Cut. They love to see what you're working on. All right, I see a question here. Oh, Lynn, yeah, you could cut them out with a scan and cut. A red jacket, Gwen? That would be pretty. Yeah. Oh, I actually have some beautiful red tweed. Good idea. Hey, Christy. I just saw a question pop in before I run. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Lynn. Don't forget to email me again because I didn't get it. So Victoria, you are on YouTube. So when you're finished here, I'm going to log off here in just a second. Go on to Brother Sew's YouTube channel, which you're on right now, and on the banner, click on live. And so this one is episode, what, 40? 401? Whatever this episode is, go back one. This is 408. Go to episode 407, and you can watch that whole thing. All right. Well, great to see you all. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I know it's only Thursday, but I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you on Instagram, though, because I'll be adding everything I'm making. So be sure to follow Brother and I. We love to see what you're doing. And until next time, happy sewing. I will see you Tuesday here on the Brother page at noon Eastern. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Brother, thanks for letting me take over your page. See ya.